We are 48 schools across 14 cities, but together we are one Shawnee mission, and this is our time to shine.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 19 of Shawnee Mission Mic'd Up. I'm Dr. Michelle Hubbard, and I'm the host for today.
And I'm Dr. Jeremy Higgins, the co-host for Shawnee Mission Mic'd Up. Welcome back. We are glad that you are all tuning in for another exciting episode of Shawnee Mission Mic'd Up.
Yeah, how about those Shawnee Mission West kids last time?
Oh man. I saw Mr. Magnus yesterday, actually, and he was over meeting with some folks in the HR department, and I had to give him a shout out for Creighton. Those two were phenomenal. Yeah, they were awesome.
They were. I always watch the podcast afterwards, and I was blown away by them on the podcast, and them watching it again, it's just incredible. And I was thinking about the idea of how long it takes to produce a musical, how many students and teachers that it takes, which if you guys haven't listened to the last one, it's like over 100 kids, and it's like about 4 adults. There's probably really more than that, but that's the ones that they named. I'm like, it's like a high school football season. It's like a high school football team, and the amount of hours that they put in, it was just incredible. As I was thinking about processing that, I mean, it's like showing up to practice every single day.
Yeah, hopefully, what they were able to speak to gave our listeners a little bit of an insight into what all goes into those productions. It's not just show up on Friday night and here's our musical. The time and effort they put in is crazy, and it shows in the productions that they produce. But it's awesome to just hear the good things that our kids are doing.
Absolutely. And while we were focused on West, all 5 of our high schools have amazing productions.
Yeah, absolutely. And so Brooklyn, no pressure today, but our 2 students from West were really, really good. So the pressure's on you a little bit.
All right. I'm confident she's coming through, Dr. Higgins. So speaking of our guests, let's take the opportunity to let them introduce themselves.
Yeah, absolutely.
Brooklyn?
All right. Hi, guys. I'm Brooklyn Bonowitz. I'm a student at Shawnee Mission North High School. I have been in the Shawnee Mission School District my whole life. I went to Roseland Elementary School, and then when I went to middle school, I went to Hawker Grove. So, yeah.
Nice. So always a North kid.
Yes, I have been.
Love it. Do you have siblings?
Yes, I do. I have 2 younger siblings, both brothers. Blake Bonowitz, who is a freshman in high school, also in NJROTC, and then Bentley Bonowitz, who's still a 6th grader at Roseland Elementary. He is going to be in the ROTC program when he gets to high school.
Nice. So it's a family tradition here.
Yes.
I like it.
Awesome.
All right.
Hi, I'm Chief Warrant Officer Dennis Graylis, Coach Graylis. I'm a retired Marine. I did 25 years in the Marine Corps and retired in 2005, and retired on a Friday, and on Monday came to Shawnee Mission North to start doing the ROTC program. So I'm into my 19th year with the ROTC at North. And by the way, you guys look great in that red, white, and black.
Don't we?
Outstanding.
Yeah. We never talk about this, but we often show up like matching. We could do family pictures.
I would say great minds think alike, but I'm not sure that I'm in that category.
No,
just yet.
I think it's great minds think alike.
So some of our listeners may be wondering why we've got, Coach Graylis here and Brooklyn here, and we wanted to spend some time talking about the NJROTC program at Shawnee Mission North. Obviously, it's got a great reputation, a great history of success and excellence, and so we wanted to highlight and raise that up. So, Coach Graylis, I think maybe we start with you. Just give us a little bit of a kind of an overview of the program, and maybe what made you interested in coming to North in the program, and what it's looked like over the last 19 years.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Higgins. One, the reason I did this, I always wanted to coach and teach. My time on active duty in the Marine Corps, I loved leading, teaching, and coaching. The Marine officers do that. And so my undergraduate degree is in history. And this program requires just an undergraduate degree. And to be honest, I'm sitting by 2 doctors. I'm not a doctor, and there's a reason for that. Just like to engage and get after it. So I got to North in the fall of 2005. What the class is, it's a citizenship development class. We try to teach kids some old-fashioned values: responsibility, accountability, selflessness, commitment, things that we believe will serve them in their ultimate end in life, and that's being a great husband, a great wife, a great mother, a great father, and a contributing member of our community. So we've got about anywhere between 100 and 130 kids typically in the program. And I talk with my hands, so get used to it. We do, how we teach these lessons are in the classroom, but also with our extracurricular programs, which is kind of what you wanted to talk about. We are an amazing, amazing group of young people, and we've been blessed for a long time to be amazing. With the conclusion, the Navy has this program, NJROTC. It's a national competition with 650 high schools that start. 24 make it every year to Naval Air Station Pensacola for the national championship. We have been blessed for 19 years to get to Pensacola, Florida, and be one of those 24 schools. The competition consists of 10 events, 5 drilling events, 3 athletic events, an academic event, and an inspection. This year, our kids in those 10 events finished national champion in 3, arm regulation drill, color guard, and push-ups. We were national runner-up in 2, the unarmed regulation event and the sit-up event. So to think that our little building over there at North High School, competing against the best schools in the country, was either first or second in 5 of those 10 events, just incredible. The team's record this year was an astonishing 94 wins against 5 losses. Just great kids. And I'll talk a little bit more later about how we get to that point. But yeah, that's kind of a background. It's kind of what we do. Everything we do in practice reinforces those traits that I spoke about. And the biggest ones are selflessness and commitment. These kids show up every day at 6 a.m. and they work from the first day of school through the national championship. And I tell them, this will keep working as long as 2 old guys show up and open that door at 5:45, and great kids like Brooklyn, I call her Double B. Double B show up and want to come in there, and moms and dads drop them off. And we've had just a great group of all that for all these years.
So in a minute, I want to talk more about those sit-ups and push-ups. But in the meantime, Brooklyn, or Double B, let's talk about, you talked about your commitment to ROTC and then younger brothers, potentially, right? Why? What was your why?
Honestly, I didn't even know anything about it until Coach showed up at Hawker my 8th grade year when we had just got put back in school. He showed up. He was like, whoa, yeah. And I don't know, I kind of just like, yep, I like it. Yep, we're doing it.
Okay.
And so I kind of just started, and I started coming over summer going into my freshman year. And after that, I kind of just got hooked on it. And it was so much fun. Like, the people in the program are just so amazing to be around. It's just a great atmosphere. There's so much diversity between, like, people that are really sporty and people that like theater and all these other things. Like, it's just, I don't think I would have met any of these people or anybody like these people in this program that if I didn't ever do ROTC. Like, I don't think I would be friends with half the people I am now if I did not join this program.
So the friendship, the camaraderie, all the things that come with it. What if you could like identify 3 things that you have learned, or maybe you are a better person, what would those 3 things be that you've come away with?
I feel like one of the main things is like the dedication. Like, you gotta stay in it. You can't give up. You have to do it. And then like just stuff like determination and like making sure like you get your stuff done and like just stuff like that. I love it.
Awesome.
Brooklyn, talk with us about, so Coach Graylis mentioned the national championship and the experience going down to Pensacola. I assume that you were part of a couple of events. Would you talk about what you participated in during the national championship and just how that experience was for you?
So I am on the color guard, the armed reg, unarmed X, unarmed reg, and sit-ups. And then I do the inspection and academics as well. Obviously, our color guard and armed reg both took first, which that was really good. Us four color guard we did not expect it. We were like mind blown when we got called. Like, it was crazy. It was such a great experience, and just nationals overall was so much fun. I feel like even since my freshman year, since we've gone, it has just been such a great experience. It's so much fun. Yes, it can be stressful, but then it's wait, this stress is good stress. You're oh. And I don't know, it's just really fun, and it's just a great atmosphere, and you meet so many people from all around the country and stuff too, because we talk with all the other schools and we make other friendships around, and it's just a great time.
That's awesome. I some of these events that you guys are talking about, armed regulation, and our listeners may have no idea about whatsoever, but just think kind of fake rifles and flipping them and marching. That's
formations.
Formations.
I know last year at the end of the season I went to, I don't even know, their award assembly, and oh my gosh, I was blown away. It's
crazy. I remember when I went to North as principal, and they did the armed regulation, and the guns are flipping. I'm like, oh, this is super awesomely cool. So and the time it takes to get those formations and to get the timing and the cadence, it's awesome. So
well, one of the things, Dr. Hubbard, you'll like this. One of Dr. Hubbard's favorite kids last year was Jalen Wan. And Jalen commanded the color guard. So when we got back to the hotel that Saturday night, who did you call, Brooklyn?
Jalen Wan.
And what did Jalen do? What'd you tell her?
I go, guess what? And she's like, what? I was like, National Color Guard champs, baby. And then she hung up immediately.
That is great.
So,
yes.
And that's one of those things that's great about the work is hard. And there's a reason why these kids are successful. When I was a head football coach, I used to tell my kids, everybody wants to win a football game. I've never coached a team that ran out of the tunnel and said, let's go lose by 40 points. Everyone wants to do great in life. It's no accident who actually is great in life. It's the person that works the hardest. And what these kids do over that period of time, I mean, it really is amazing. I sit back sometimes, and I'm pretty tough at practice, but I'll sit back sometimes and I'll just be in awe of these 15, 16, 17-year-olds and what they're doing in front of me. And the process is what puts them in the position to be successful. We had a person that finished fourth in the push-up event this year, and practices are hard. And the young lady during the course of the season had talked about maybe not coming back, that it's just, it's too hard, it's too hard, it's too hard. Well, then this person gets called up at the Naval Aviation Museum and gets a fourth place medal as being number 4 in the country in push-ups. So we get done with everything and we're back at the hotel, and I said, hard. If it wouldn't have been hard, you would have been called to go up there. Yeah. I mean, the easy way in life, that's great. But if you want to make something of yourself, it's not the smartest person, it's not the best looking, it's not the most physically fit. It's the person that, like a dog on a bone, and won't let go of it. And I got a bunch of dogs like Brooklyn that won't let go of that bone. She's awesome.
So, Brooklyn, maybe you can talk about this, or Coach Graylis, but tell me about this push-up and sit-up competition. How many sit-ups and push-ups did our people do there?
We did a lot more than we did last year. I don't remember the exact number. Coach probably knows that number right off the top of his head.
You did 3,668 sit-ups, 1,139 push-ups.
That's a
16
lot.
16 kids, 8 boys, 8 girls.
And what's the time frame in which? So it's
okay. It's set to a cadence tape. So the kids, so the sit-ups, the discipline of the sit-ups are you have to have your arms crossed, hands on shoulders, can't grab shirt. A cadence tape goes to down, up, down, and kids get sick. They want to hear it to start the year. Yeah. By the end of the year, I can't stand this. And so it's set to 50 a minute. So the kid, if the elbows don't touch, if the hands come off, if they're out of cadence, if shoulder blades don't touch the ground, they're stopped.
Gotcha.
So if they keep going for 5 minutes, they will have done 250 sit-ups. And then if they're still going, they get a minute of bonus time. And so for our kids, the 16 that did it, 7 of the 8 boys we had maxed the tape. And we had 4 of the 8 girls max the tape.
Gotcha.
And then you want to talk about the individual numbers.
I want to talk about the national champion.
Okay. Well, he ended up finishing second. We thought he was going to be the national champ. So what I just described. So, and then individually they recognized the top 10 boys and girls. So in the top 10 boys, 4 of them were Bison. And again, from around the country.
Awesome.
Mr. Ewers, our principal, is out there. And if anybody gets more excited than me, it's Mr. Ewers. I mean, he is a very excitable guy, just a great man. And so he's sitting there with us, the Master Chief and I, and they start calling him off. So in 7th place, we had Cash Oberding, who did 337. Wow. So 250. And in that last bonus minute, because they stopped the Canes tape, you can go as fast as you can. He did 87 more. James Clements finished 6th. He did 340. John Long, Big John Long, part of the color guard with Brooklyn, he did 350. And then the 2nd place guy, who I thought for sure, it was a record when he got done, but teams are cycling through all day. A kid named Gage Barron did 372. So think about that. Freaking 5 minutes of 250, and then in 60 seconds, that kid did 122.
Wow.
Yeah.
2 a second.
Yeah, so it's interesting to
incredible.
hear about that process. It's not just 5 minutes of how fast you can go. It's like they have to be perfect form, and the push-ups,
grab your shirt.
The same
Now-
way.
Now here's a better thing that happened. It happened to her. And my heart broke for her. Brooklyn is a tape maxer. She's a tough kid, just as tough as a pine knot. She's doing perfect sit-ups, and we are recording it. She's going, and she is perfect. Where were you at?
It was like 1:14, I think, is where they recorded me stopping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the judges there's a judge for each one of the kids, says that she was out of the Canes tape. She wasn't even. I mean, it was perfect. Now, this is a young woman that for 3 years has busted her butt for us, and this means so much for her. And she got stopped. She didn't throw a tantrum. She didn't throw a fit. She kept her bearing. She sucked it up. And the lesson in life, when we're done, arm around her, hey, life's not fair at times.
Yeah.
Get used to life not being fair. Don't give up. Just get after it. And the other thing we did this year that was real special, and I know Dr. Higgins will appreciate this, we had shirts that said just 10 more. One of our dear coaches, and most folks know, Coach Davidson, his young son Nolan, the kids at Christmas time decided that we were going to dedicate the drive to Nolan. So when we were doing those push-ups and sit-ups, we didn't wear our North black shirts. We put a white shirt on that had 10 more. And as we were working every day, I'd tell the kids, come on, 10 more. We can do 10 more. And so I know that really ate at her too, because she got stopped, but God bless her, she was just awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So Brooklyn, you talked about determination, dedication, showing up every day. How about some leadership skills? Are there opportunities for leadership skills?
Yes, there is a lot. So on trips, we have our room captains as well, and I feel like that is kind of one of like the basic startups, I feel like, for leadership as someone that is younger being a room captain. Normally it's the upperclassmen, like juniors and seniors, that are room captains, and like you're in charge of a room. You have to get them places. When coach tells us that we need to be places, you got to make sure everyone's up in the morning, has everything on, stuff like that. I feel like that's a good one that I feel like a lot of kids always look up to being, is leadership with that part. There's also like leaderships within practice. Like if someone is like, we're doing the cadence tape that day and someone's like struggling, like cheering them on, like saying, hey, like come on, like you got it. Or like if someone's slacking off, like just boost them up a little bit. Like leadership, taking that whole like helping someone out throughout practices and stuff like that. Or like if someone doesn't know the inspection questions, like drilling them a little more on their inspection questions or like stuff like that, I feel like is a big part in it.
That's awesome. Well, we could talk all day long, I think, and continue this conversation, but we are coming to our close. But just real quickly, I want to thank both of you so much for being here. And Brooklyn, best of luck in your senior year.
Thank
and
you.
life isn't always fair, so
Yeah.
go back at it, right? You just got to
Yes.
keep going, keep
Yes.
fighting. So we appreciate you both being here. And congratulations to all of you, and Coach Graylis, to you and everyone at Shawnee Mission North.
Thank you, Dr. Hubbard. Thank you, Dr. Higgins. Always a pleasure, sir. Hoorah. I think I did a pretty good job.
Yeah, you
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, for sure.
Brooklyn's shocked.
Yeah. I just want to remind everyone that new episodes of Shawnee Mission Mic'd Up drop every other week. So we'll see you again in a couple of weeks. And we're always looking for new ideas. So smsd.org, we have a page for Shawnee Mission Mic'd Up. And if you have any great ideas, or if you two have any great ideas, send us some ideas.
Absolutely. As we finish up, shout out to the communications team for all your guys' work, to Logan DeAngelis, Shawnee Mission West student, for the music. And the quote for our episode this week: "To shine your brightest light is to be who you truly are." And that's from Roy T. Bennett.
Awesome. So until next time, shine on, Shawnee Mission.